Hello, my North Node in the 8th house lovelies. This is Maya Joy Kana, and in today's video, we are going to speak about having your North Node in the 8th house of your natal chart, which I think is a very excellent placement. But before we do that, let's talk about how to calculate the house of your North Node. So you'll need to enter your exact birth time into the calculator that is linked below. This will generate a natal chart for you, and then you want to go over to the far right hand side, just above the horizon sign. You'll see a little slice that says 8, and if you have the symbol in that slice that looks like a horseshoe, then congratulations, you have your North Node in the 8th house. North Node in the 8th house is quite an intense placement. This indicates that you came from a past life that was quite focused on the basics of life. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but what I mean is that you probably came from a past life where you really have stayed in your comfort zone. You probably worked a regular job, and you probably worked pretty hard to build up some sense of financial security for yourself. You probably ate simple foods and enjoyed the simple pleasures of life, like delicious food and nice music, and you really probably lived your past life in this world, in this material world of form, focused on things like this that you can touch with your hands and that you can feel, and you may have even lived a lifetime that was very focused on yourself, or very sort of insulated, in the sense that it could have been a lifetime where you had to work quite hard to provide for yourself, and as a result, you may have missed out on some of the connections, deep connections with other people. You might also have been so focused on the material world in your past life that you might have missed out on the more hidden, more subtle aspects of this reality. And in this lifetime, you are here to explore those aspects that are not commonplace to the day-to-day life. You're here to move beyond that into, and perhaps beyond, the things that are hidden. There's a popular quote going around right now, which I think is perfect for the North Node in the 8th house, and that is, life begins beyond your comfort zone. This could be a very helpful sort of mantra for somebody with their North Node in the 8th house. Life begins beyond my comfort zone. Because you spent your past life living within your comfort zone and doing things that were very safe. For example, interacting deeply and profoundly with another person is not actually very safe, because that person could break your heart. And as a result, in your past life, you may have been in a marriage, but you probably were not in a divine union. You were probably not in a risky relationship. Take those risks in love, and to actually jump right in if you feel a profound soul connection with another person. Embrace the fact that life is actually meant to be a little bit exhilarating, and there are experiences available that the eye cannot necessarily see, and yet which are very enriching to the soul. Make those experiences a part of your day-to-day life and a part of your destiny. North Node in the 8th house must transform. The 8th house is ruled by Pluto, and therefore has to do with death, rebirth, and profound transformations. So people with this placement will often find that in order to achieve their destiny, which by the way will be indicated by the sign of your North Node, in order to achieve that destiny, you will most likely have to let a part of yourself completely die and let yourself be reborn into something new. So you've got to be willing to let go of something, some aspect of yourself, in order to sort of become that phoenix rising and become something altogether different. When in doubt, move towards the most transformative experience. Somebody with their North Node in the 8th house can be amazing at any sort of work that has to do with transformation, being a psychologist, working in the mental health fields, working in a spiritual healing field. The 8th house also has to do with life after death. Sometimes with your North Node in the 8th house, you could find yourself being some sort of forensic investigator or working somehow in a field related to crime. Hopefully not as a criminal, but I mean, hopefully more like an investigator of some kind, or an interrogator of some kind, or working in a mortuary, owning a funeral home. These things might sound strange, and yet they are very on path. There's almost a need to engage in work that might be perceived as an unsafe option to others, because you're balancing a lifetime where you really took the safe route. So now in this lifetime, you could be the exotic dancer if you wanted to, or you could be the psychic even though you were raised to be the accountant. There's a big focus on money for anyone with their North Node in the 8th house. So likely you're coming from a past life in which you earned your wealth on your own by working hard to accumulate things that you value. People with their North Node in the 8th house can be very risk averse financially. They can want to manage all their own money, save up a lot of money, even at the expense of having enriching experiences. But the 8th house is about other people's money. The 8th house is about all the good that can come from profoundly and intimately merging ourselves with another human being. You most likely are going to have to somehow allow somebody else's money to combine with yours in order to achieve your destiny. That could mean, for example, taking out a loan, which is something that you would naturally probably avoid. But if your North Node's in the 8th house, it's actually fine. And it actually is kind of good karma to accept some sort of loan, and even to combine money in the sense of having some sort of financial advisor and taking their opinions on how you should invest your money. When it comes to money, you've got to be open to the outside. You've got to be open to other people's ideas about money, and really be open to other people's money in general. But you would want to create a joint account or several joint accounts or joint investments with your partner in life, and resist the temptation to keep a huge amount of money in a private account that only you know about. You'll actually generate a lot more prosperity the more you let other people in, and the more that you combine resources. In your past life, you probably worked really super hard to be able to afford the best gift for your lover. Maybe to be able to buy the most beautiful diamond earrings for your lover, something like that. In this lifetime, it's a move away from the earrings. It's a move away from the tangible. And in this lifetime, you know, the best gift that you can give that same lover is going to be to gaze deeply into their eyes and let them see their soul, and to allow yourself to merge with that person sexually. In fact, for someone with their North Node in the 8th house, there is almost a karmic need to experience sexual transformation and to learn to use and harness sexual energy in order to reach exalted states of consciousness, and in general to learn to see sexuality and intimacy in all forms as an innately spiritual experience. You must be willing to have a purpose that takes you beyond this material world. And you must be willing to look beyond the day to day and look beyond what's in your comfort zone and ask bigger, deeper, more profound questions. Why we're born, why we die, and in general, the essence of the human experience, or the essence of this journey as a soul. With your North Node here, it becomes very important to explore the occult. And what that actually means is to explore what is hidden, the hidden parts of society. And it may not necessarily mean that you are here to become something that is hidden, but somehow your destiny lies there in knowing about what lies below the surface. So if you don't know the hidden information about consciousness, for example, or you don't know about the world beyond just typical 3D relationships, then you don't have a hope to actually fulfill the greater purpose for this lifetime. You must let go of all that no longer serves you. This includes your most valuable possessions. Yes, I said that. This includes the family heirlooms. This includes everything that you don't touch and use every single day. With North Node in the 8th house, there can be this tendency to want to hold on, just to want to hold on to everything, to want to shepherd resources. If you do not comply willingly with letting go of the things that you don't really need anymore, then the universe might choose to make you comply. Unfortunately, I've seen a lot of people with this placement who have actually lost their home to a natural disaster or a fire or things like that because they were way too focused on what they have and what they own, and eventually the universe said, nope, we're going to take that away so that you can find the meaning of life beyond what you can hold in your hands. You've got to let go. In general, just let go. I mean that when it comes to what you own, but I mean that as an approach to life. You've got to surrender. You've got to let go of control. And as soon as you do, and you let yourself be taken more fully into an experience by surrendering, that is when you'll be on target. Letting go also means being willing to let go of stubborn belief systems, ways of thinking, or ways of living your life, and to be really open to letting other people's way of living, other people's beliefs, letting those inform you and letting those open the door for you to a new way of existence. Because remember, with North Node in the 8th house, you are here to transform. If you die as the same type of person that you were born as, then you probably lost your way. Don't run from the dark side. Be willing to explore the shadows and be willing to explore the shadow side of your own mind, because there's something for you to find there that is hidden. There's something for you to find in the shadows that is essential to your transformation and growth. People with this placement need to explore their mind and their consciousness, and sometimes they can actually elect to have depression or have anxiety or some sort of mental imbalance as a way to get them to learn about what's going on inside of here. there is a great possibility for true psychological healing with this placement if you dive deep within yourself. You can always gauge how on path you are by how deeply you are connecting with those around you. If you are connecting soul to soul with another human being in your life, or even several human beings in your life, then you are on track. If you're looking at a person and you are seeing into their soul, then you are on track. If you are looking at a person and you are seeing their handbag or their gold watch, then you are off track. Sharing is always going to be better for you than owning something yourself. If you have made a beautiful, delicious meal, share it with a friend. That will be good karma for you. And in general, try to make sharing a part of your everyday life. Listen to the opinions of other people. Know that your great idea, the business idea that makes you very successful, it's probably going to be a marriage of your vision and somebody else's. It's only going to come from being open to the insights that are outside of you and being willing to take a risk and go in a direction that doesn't feel safe in order to succeed. With this placement, the spiritual journey is extremely important, and you've got to be open to psychic insights and the awareness that comes from beyond this world. You've got to welcome intensity, you've got to take risks, and you've got to release control. This is your way forward. I have a little quote to close, and that is, embrace the world of spirit, and the world of spirit will embrace you. When I embrace the world of spirit, the world of spirit embraces me. So, congratulations on your wonderful North Node in the 8th house. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching. Namaste and goodbye.